clearly favors unit districts. They provide more advanced educational opportunities for our children. They provide the most efficient and equitable system for financing public education. So we are on par with our neighbors, so we can compete with our neighbors. Data also reveals consolidating our school districts will meet the goals, the original 3 goals we talked about. It will produce an improvement in the quality of our educational programs. There's no doubt about it. Data clearly supports that. It will extend the scope of the programs to meet individual student needs with an ever-changing society. Data clearly supports that. It will complement the development of the most efficient and equitable system of financing public education so we can be on par with our neighboring communities, so we can compete for businesses. Are we leading the pack or are we falling behind? The state of Illinois has long recognized the benefits of unit school districts and has been offering incentives to consolidate for years. My mother was a great influence on me when I was growing up. She always told me something. If you're the only one doing something, you're either leading the pack and you've learned how to do something better than anybody else, and you're leading the pack, or you're the one that's behind and the pack is leading you. Does that make sense? Ladies and gentlemen, what you see outlined in yellow is the unit districts in the state of Illinois. That is the unit school district state of Illinois. They know something more than we know. They know it's more, education-wise it's better, and it's more efficient to have a unit school district. I want to draw your attention to this area right here, because if you look really close, you see a nice little light gray area right there, surrounded by all the yellow. That is our school districts, surrounded by unit districts. As a committee, we got together and we said we have to answer some tough questions. These are the questions that were put forth to the committee from the community. We want to make sure we answer everything with 100% factual information, documented up and documented from a source, either the State Board of Education or pulled from data we can stand by. We can hold our hat on that. There's that data. The petition to get the consolidation in April 2011, signed by over 500 voters and approved by the state of Illinois, lists the new tax rate. The proposed new tax rates are lower than the existing rates in all 3 existing districts. You have a lot of people say it's going to raise the taxes. If it was going to raise the taxes, we would have to legally put it on the ballot stating that. It is not going on the ballot stating that. That is the law. It has to state that on the ballot. It will be lower in all 3 districts. Staffing and headcounts. Will administration, teachers, and support staff lose their jobs? That is a very important thing to our community. We understand that. We want to make sure we address this the best way we can. We are standing by this. Matter of fact, we're going to hand out in a minute, we're going to hand out all this on a sheet of paper. We are standing by this information. We are putting it in people's hands. This ain't rumors, ain't myths. We are standing behind this. Reduction of the teachers will be handled over a 4-year period, primarily through retirements and voluntary resignations. We don't anticipate there being any huge reduction in staff to teachers. We're going to do it voluntary resignations and early retirements. Administration staff will be reduced to a level appropriate to the size of the new districts, which will be in line with our neighboring comparable unit districts, so we can be on par with our neighbors. Current support staff has already been reduced to minimal staffing. Therefore, we do not anticipate a reduction in force with the support staff personnel. We do not anticipate anything there. Sorry, I'm going to back up for a second. There is no guarantee there will not be a reduction in force in all these areas if we don't consolidate. We all know the state of Illinois is in financial problems. We already had a reduction in staff recently. We brought most of that back. But there's no guarantee that we're not going to have this reduction in staff in the future anyway. Curriculum and sizes. What will be the impact on the curriculum and class sizes? The curriculum will be standardized for all students K through 8th grade. Communication between the grade schools and high school will be greatly enhanced, ensuring a coordinated curriculum by a curriculum director. A newly elected school board will determine the class size, the subjects, the potential for adding additional class sizes. They will determine the curriculum, use of the junior high or middle school philosophy, and it's approved by unit school districts, typically provide a broader class offering due to large student population and teachers. Busing. Big concern in our communities. Are we going to bus a kid from Hartford all the way up to East Alton? Most parents don't want that. We're going with what the study says. We see no reason for changing the current system per the consolidation study. Wood River Hartford currently buses students now to prevent classroom overcrowding. That is going to continue just as it is presently today, probably. We don't anticipate any change in the busing. So the support staff that supports the busing and all that goes with that, there's going to be no reduction there. The proposed unit district will remain the smallest in square miles as compared to all the districts in the Telegraph area. We will still be the smallest unit school district in the area. We're talking about keeping the small school mentality. We are still going to be the smallest compared to our neighbors by far. Building and debt. Will school buildings be closed? At this time, we do not see a need for closures. As the consolidation study states, there will be more efficient use of all current school buildings. What will happen with the existing school debt? This has been a bone of contention for years. Everybody says, well, I don't want to assume the debt of them. I don't want to assume their debt. Ladies and gentlemen, that was false years ago. It's false now, and it will be false in the future. That debt stays with the taxpayers that debt was originally with. It stays with them. If you're in another district, you are not assuming the debt of somebody else. That was false information that was put out in the past, and it is false information being put out now, that we will assume somebody else's debt. It is in the study clearly stated. Finances. How will consolidation improve our school finances? An ongoing general state aid, or GSA, to the new district will increase by $700,000 per year. The state's encouraging unit districts. They go through the new general state aid formula, they'll give us an additional $700,000 instead of being separate school districts. This $700,000 will be continually, forever moving forward. It won't go away in 4 years, like you hear people saying. It will continue on, and it is expected to increase more than the $700,000. The state supports consolidation with incentive money of $1 million per year for 4 years for the unit district, so we can get our house in order. They know it takes a period of time to get all this done, to renegotiate the union contracts, get everything done. They know it, so they give you incentives to get you down the road. One larger district is able to negotiate better than 3 smaller individual districts. Once consolidation is approved by the voters, there will be a transition team appointed to develop a fair and equitable merger process for all. We're going to expand a little bit on the 2010 Illinois State Board report cards. If you go look at this data, you go online and you look up the Illinois State Board, you look up the Roxana Unit School District, you will find their expenditures. They spent $20,795,972 to educate 1,973 students. Batoto Unit District spent $25,163,839 to educate 2,690 students. Our 3 districts combined spent $25,822,125 to educate 2,166 students. They can do it cheaper, more efficiently than what we can. So do you need any explanation on that? We need your help and support. Consolidation is in the best interest of our children. It's in the best interest of our residents. It's in the best interest of our business. It's in the best interest for our communities. Our communities have to recover from this. We cannot keep competing against these people have so much more advantages to other communities have so much more advantage than we do. Consolidate will allow us to compete as equals. It will allow us to do that. How can you help? Join our committee. Make a tax-deductible donation. We expect this campaign will cost $10,000. Help us walk the streets to campaign and educate the voters. Post a sign in your yard showing your support. Educate your family, friends, and neighbors. Encourage them to get out and vote yes for consolidation on April 5th. Like us on Facebook at Citizens for a Better Education, or you can go to our website for citizensforabettereducation.org. We are answering questions on both of these as they come in. If a taxpayer, if a resident, a teacher, a supporter, they have a question, we're going to answer that in a timely manner. We're going to get that answer back to them. This is some of the members on the committee. This is only a partial list, and it is definitely growing. And the last slide we have, this was a slide taken right off the consultant's presentation that he done. The total reorganization incentives that he gets from the state of Illinois has given us to organize is $4,260,504 over a 4-year period. That's what they are giving us to do this. Does anybody have any questions?
How does the test scores
make a big issue of the test scores. And the reason why test scores are that we don't want to, that's a political quagmire to talk about one school district versus the other. We are slightly below the unit school districts. That's all I will say about it. We do have that data.